Nice. Yeah, the tick events are so cool that you know what's happening right now, that there's no more events for right now. It's to be more active participant in the independent community in Toronto. Let me write it down. Oh, so nice that you are. I'm just starting with the open data community. Actually, I'm not really sure how to participate, and just checking it from now on, so on, just to see what I can do with those information and see what we can achieve with it. Let me go there. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just to end the thing that I was explaining to you, we are doing courses and some freestyle, and all those resources we are uploading to this GitHub repository. So all the courses that we have done are there, and also all those resources are in this free and an open website where we can check, for example, we can check the different modules that are in the courses, also the video linked to it and the certificate. And we have some open data notebooks. For example, this is from Canary Islands, and we just check about how are distributed some medical stuff through the different islands, making some plots and so on. And I think it's really interesting to play around with data without doing a course, because you in that moment you make notice about some points that are really prepared on the courses, and you will not make notice in another way, like downloading the data, preparing the data, formatting, and so on. It's really interesting to play around by ourselves. At least I think so. And now we have been trying to create a data frame from an XML, but we are getting some troubles. Yeah, because this library is not installed. Actually, do you know, I'm not sure how to participate on the open data community. I'm just reading and making some notebooks from the data, but I don't know how to participate and give some value to the community. I'm really lost on that in that way. Really, really good. Really interesting. I will keep in mind those datasets and so on, just to check it in checking it in the future. With Open Data Portal with your city and understand what Open Data exists, and you can explore the data interest to you. I think this. Yeah, I think that. That's a good way to go. Just to check your nearest data and see what you can do to yourself with it. But in my city is really poor, the data, the available data. Let me check, because I saw some data in the past. Actually, yeah, the portal looks quite good. It's not secure, but it's quite good. Also, yeah, also ratings, but I mean, no SSL. I don't know why. Used Spain rules. And also the newest dataset. Let me check one thing. Last modification date. Not CSV. That's not my filter. Let me check. It's from 2019, and it's the a map about the streets and so on. And it's not interesting for me, so I have been checking those datasets. Also are in quite weird formats. And I did a research in the past, and I saw some interesting ones. Also, the ones that I had in the repository are related with that. Those two, the medical stuff and the is about my country. I'm from Canary Islands. So this is how it's distributed. Some medical machines between the islands, and we can see how many are in the different islands. And also we had another dataset related with school inspections, and from that dataset I learned that that I cannot trust the data itself. I mean, we think on this dataset that some fields means means some information like, okay, those are the how many times the inspector goes to the school. But no, that was not the meaning. That was other other stuff not related with that. That was a number that it makes no sense. So we have been working on that dataset for a few days, and at the end we make notice about that after doing some research and some graphs to check what we had between hands. It was really cool and funny once we end with the analysis. And yeah, now we are working with Terwell one just because some friend asked me to review it, to check it, just to see what we can do with it. And it's, I think that is interesting point. If we have a motivation to checking it, why we can try it. And we have been checking that we had an endpoint to get the count of the datasets that are available. They say that there is 100 dataset availables, but when we get all the datasets, we see that we have only 10 of them, 10 different datasets, and it's tricky because inside those columns there is one column that is resources that has a list with the different URLs to access to the data itself. So we check we check the titles, the categories, the tags, and so on. Yeah, it's really messy and it's weird. So we create a new data set with the resources fields, and we use iterate through it and create append any resources. And we saw that we had 54. That is quite far from the 100 that they say at the beginning, but okay, it's what we have. Let's use it and let's work with it. After that, we saw that there is 4 formats almost: XML, TXT, PDF, and none. That is no one. It has no format, no data. I don't know what it means. And we use review a bit the different formats, how it looks like. For example, the TXT is like an output. It's not well formatted, by the way. This one is good. It's like an output from a SQL query, where we can have the headers and the values. All of those datasets are related with money, and I don't know how to explain it. The summary of a quarter and stuff like that. So okay, we had something that it could be useful in TXT formats on XML. I guess so, because I cannot see a lot of useful information here. But now what we will do, not today because it's quite late for me, is we will try to put into a data frame that XML just to see what we have and how it goes. And also we have some PDF that for me is not useful. I mean, I don't know how to read a PDF and work with it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the first point to have some open data is to have it useful and readable for a machine. Because okay, you have open data in PDF, it's nice, you have open data, but this is not usable. I mean, okay, I can read it, yeah, but I cannot put it into the data pipeline to do some stuff with it. Yeah, I mean that I know that I'm also a developer, so I know that had useful way to work with the data, usable for machines, are quite hard, and it's complex. I know, but let's see how we can read that XML, what we can do with it, and maybe we can do a interesting notebook about Teruel money and where it goes. But yeah, let's see in the next session. It will not be okay. I had that one. I also write down that one, but it will not be today. Oh, thanks. But one thing just before leaving, how can I pronounce your name? I mean, how can I read it? Loller. Okay, yeah, typical, typical like L, the ones. I haven't think about it, and it was quite obvious. Okay, nice. If you if you have some open data collaborations, just make me a ping, or just ask me through my social media or whatever you prefer. I had Twitter and so on. Just write me and we can talk about it for sure. I'm really interested in that and that war, open data war. Thanks and have a good lunch, and I will close for today too. And it's quite later, so thanks for coming, and thanks to all for being there. Voy a cerrar ya la sesión. Acabo en español, por si acaso. I will close in English totally. So this video will go through YouTube probably. So remember, if you want, you can subscribe into my channel that it's in the middle of the screen right now, or you can see the related video or the other videos on this series through the list. All the resources and all the media will be in the description below, and also in the first comment pinned. Thanks for being there, and see you next time. Bye.